Welcome to the Indiana 4-H Clover Call podcast, where our goal is to share information about the people and programs that make the Indiana 4-H Youth Development Program such an important part of our communities. We welcome youth and adult 4-H volunteers, 4-H youth and their families, extension professionals, and any others who are interested in providing positive opportunities for youth. We thank you for joining us for this episode, which begins now.
Hello and welcome to the 4-H Clover Call podcast. My name is Steve McKinley, 4-H Volunteer and Leadership Specialist for Purdue University, and with me today are three of our Indiana 4-H Teen Ambassadors to share with you a little bit about the 4-H Teen Ambassador Program in Indiana. So I'll have you guys start off with some introductions. Tell me your name, county, maybe your favorite or your best 4-H experience to date, and we'll get started that way. So we're going to start, Hannah, with you.
I'm Hannah Wolby. I'm from Benton County. And probably my best 4-H experience to date would be our Battle of the Barns of 2021. It was a lot of fun, and it brought all of my junior leader team together, and it brought us a lot closer.
Interesting. All right. Thank you, Hannah. Bree, what do you think?
All right. My name is Bree Davis. I'm from Owen County. And I honestly would say that the most memorable experience for me from 4-H has just been junior leaders as a whole. It's really got me out of my shell and introduced me to the 4-H Ambassador Program as well, so I'd say that's for me, yeah.
Great, thank you, Bree. How about you, Lane?
My name is Lane King. I'm from Harrison County. My favorite 4-H experience has probably been meeting the Governor Holcomb with ambassadors. I've been really wanting to meet him for a while, so it's been very memorable.
That's a cool experience. Great. Well, thank you all for being with us today on this Clover Call podcast. We appreciate your time. Hannah, start off for us telling me a little bit about what is the 4-H Ambassador Program.
Yes, so the 4-H Ambassador Program, we are building the foundation for it right now. We're basically just trying to make 4-H a lot more accessible to youth, getting the word out, promoting 4-H through marketing, through talking in more urban communities that think that 4-H is just showing a goat or an animal. It's a lot more than that. And it's just reaching out and being able to get more people excited, let people know about all of the opportunities that comes with 4-H, because a lot of people just don't know.
That visibility is so very important to 4-H, to let the young people across the state from all walks of life know about what that is. Very good. So Bree, tell us a little bit about what was the selection process? How did you get to be an Indiana 4-H ambassador?
So I know a lot of us were told about this opportunity through our extension educators. At least that's where I got the call from, and we were told we sent an application if you were interested, and there was a group of like 30 individuals that did so, and then after then they were considered, and they cut that number in half, and that we had a meeting, and then that looks like a Zoom meeting along with like I'd say 8 other leadership roles, and they kind of asked you questions about who you are, why you're interested, what role you're going to play, and then after those interviews they decided on the final 9 that were chosen. So, and then we all met together for a training at the Indiana State Fair, and that was our first time meeting in person, so that was quite exciting. And then we're here at today, so it's been an exciting experience.
Very cool. And to be a teen ambassador, are there certain grade levels you have to be in?
You have to be, I believe it's from 8th grade to a senior.
Okay, very good. So 3 of you are 3 of a team of 9 right now, and this is the inaugural Indiana 4-H Ambassador Program, so that's pretty cool too. So Lane, tell me a little bit about why it was that you were interested in serving as a 4-H ambassador.
So I really wanted to be a part of something bigger, make more decisions that impacted the state as a whole, and I really wanted to take charge in the state 4-H, and I have a lot of good ideas for state 4-H, such as getting an excused absence from schools for 4-H events.
That would be nice. That would be really nice, because I know a lot of you are very active in 4-H and you also go to school, and that's kind of a balance sometimes to be able to do both on those types of things. So Bree or Hannah, anything you want to add about what your interest level was in being an ambassador?
I feel like 4-H has just been such a great opportunity for me, and I've always had the desire to help people, and as an ambassador, we are a large voice, so we can reach youth very easily. So as soon as I heard about this opportunity, I jumped on and I applied.
For me, I've seen firsthand how difficult it can be to start 4-H if you're not born right into it. I was, and it was really simple for me, but when I tried to get my best friend involved, it was like, wow, like that really is confusing when there's different things that could be happening that aren't. And rather than sitting and complaining about it, I wanted to make a difference and make it easier for more people so that after we're gone, we have people that are going to take over for us.
So you're starting a legacy program and be
Yeah.
able to mentor some others and appreciate the opportunity to make things easier. We want to do that as best we can throughout the Indiana 4-H program. Hannah, tell me a little bit about some of the roles that you have had to date as a 4-H ambassador.
So with the 4-H ambassadors, we are just kind of kicking off. Today I helped with Bree and Miss Angie Frost with stress and anxiety management, and we got to talk with a lot of great people about different ways that people can implement more mental health based learning into club meetings, into just everyday life, and being able to spread word that everybody has big feelings, especially now in this day and age with COVID, and how to deal with it in a healthy manner, and letting 4-H be there for the kids that are going through everything, because it's a really big change that we're going through.
Absolutely. Any other events that Lane, you or Bree have been a part of?
I was granted the opportunity to help at the annual awards we have at my county, and no one from Owen County has ever done something like this. It's
Yes.
new, so being the first, my educator allowed me to introduce myself and talk a little bit about my experience as an ambassador thus far, and I got to share that with my county. So I'm hoping that excited some young individuals that would hopefully further apply for this whenever they're of age too.
Great. And Lane, you mentioned you got to meet the governor. How did that occur?
Well, we got to go to the state fair ham breakfast, and the governor was there. So me and another ambassador walked up and struck a conversation with him. He's a really nice guy. I'm 6'1", and he was about
Much taller.
a foot taller than me. So, yeah.
Very cool. And the three of you are here today. We're recording this as part of the Indiana 4-H Leadership Summit, and so you all have had a chance to be the kind of the hosts and hostesses today, helping with registration, assisting with some of the sessions, and doing pledges and escorting folks around to make sure they get to the right spots. So thank you for that assistance. We certainly do appreciate what you've done with that. Bree, talk a little bit about some of the goals that you as 4-H ambassadors have for your program going into the future.
So something that is huge for us is to get out to schools and not only be a voice for Voyagers that are currently in 4-H, but make it accessible for new 4-Hers, but we want to touch base more than just in our county. So that's something that's unique about us, is we're very geographically spread out about Indiana. So when you bring all of us together into a central location, we can come up with ideas and make goals, and then once we go to our counties, we disperse everything that we talked about. So something that's huge for us is reaching the whole state of Indiana, not just a certain part or just a certain county, everything.
And that's a huge asset to what we were able to do in the program. Lane, anything from your perspective that you really hope to accomplish through ambassadors?
So right now we're trying to get a state convention. I know FFA's convention is coming up next week, and we really wanted something to bring everyone in, and we're working on that for hopefully maybe next year, and we're still getting some ideas going. So.
Okay, fantastic. Anna, anything else that you're thinking of?
We are trying to reach out to more minority groups, and when a lot of people think about 4-H, they think of white people, and honestly, it is for every race, every gender, everything in between, and we just want to encourage all kinds of people to get involved with 4-H. Just today, I was talking to Bree, and you really don't realize how how many ideas are floating around that different counties can utilize, different states can utilize, about like mentorship programs that help first-year members really get involved and get to do a project with someone that's been in 4-H for a long time, that kind of know the ropes. It's bouncing ideas off of each other and making 4-H the best possible program that it can be.
Fantastic. So part of what I hear you say is really trying to reach out and bring more of us together to be able to have opportunities for more young people across the state. And so with that, that's going to bring in folks that have limited experience with 4-H. Hannah, you mentioned a friend that was trying to get in 4-H and some of the opportunities that created. So we have a new family. Let's pretend right now that I don't know much about 4-H. What would you do to tell me about what the 4-H program is and what kind of experiences I might be able to have as a 4-H family? Elaine, we'll let you start with that.
Well, to start off, I'd ask you what your interests are, and based on that, I would tell you about programs that we offer and things you might be interested in, and also probably try to recruit you for junior leaders or something of that nature, because we definitely need more 4-Hers that are willing to get out there and do. So, yeah.
Bree, what are you going to tell me?
And he suggested asking people of their interests, and I think that's very important because it brings about the point that 4-H is not just for specific people with specific interests. There is a 4-H project for everybody out there. And I think I would just, as soon as I found what they're interested in, I would guide them to a project. Maybe if it's something that I was also in, I would guide them along. We could do the project together. But I just think it's very important that people know that 4-H doesn't have to seem like it's a hassle or it's I just have a project and a responsibility. It's opportunity, and we want people to know that as ambassadors.
Yeah, it's a wide open opportunity in lots of different ways. It doesn't have to look like the 4-H program necessarily when I was at a 4-H member,
Right.
because things have changed in those few years since I was a 4-H member, for certain. Hannah, anything else?
I would make known that 4-H is constantly evolving. We're constantly adding projects. I know my county added the Scarecrow project this past year, and our junior leader program made a scarecrow together and put it out there so that people knew, hey, scarecrows is a thing now. It's getting out of your comfort zone, and it's experiencing. I would definitely suggest junior leaders to just about anybody that wanted to feel part of a team, feel connected, and then also be able to make a difference in their community. Junior Leaders isn't just working with the Clover Buds, it's a lot of community service. It's how I think a lot of us got really involved with 4-H through Junior Leaders, and then I know I got really involved with Teens as Teachers, and then it went on to being an ambassador. And it's just being very open to different experiences, because there's a lot that 4-H has to offer that just a lot of people don't know about.
Absolutely right. That's been the case for a long time, and so I think the ambassadors is a great way to be able to help bring that information a little bit closer to home for more folks. So let's think about for a second. You all are in your first term as ambassadors, and that's wonderful. You won't be able to do this forever, unfortunately. So you're going to have some successors coming up in the next year or so. So what would you say to someone who might be thinking about being an Indiana 4-H ambassador? What would you tell them?
I would tell them to go for it. Honestly, everybody's point of view has something amazing to offer to 4-H, to any team that you get on, even outside of 4-H. Take the chance to go for it and try new things, to take a step out of your comfort zone, because you have something to offer no matter what. And if you don't make it, then that's a learning experience, and you take something away from it, and you go out and you do something great. You go back and you're like, okay, maybe this didn't work out, I can do this. You're still making a difference, and it's something that you can make a big difference through with the ambassadors.
Great. Thank you, Hannah. Lane, go to you next. Why should somebody be a 4-H ambassador, do you think?
Well, I think that everyone should at least try to apply for it. It's a great experience. I've done so many things in the short amount of time that we've been ambassadors and learned so many new things. I think it's a really great opportunity and will it looks great on a resume, and has gotten me a lot of places since I've got this position. So I think it'll do really good things for you in your life.
Great. Bree?
Yeah, I agree. It opens many doors, and just like Hannah said, I would tell someone to just go for it, because each and every one of our ambassadors brings something different to the table. We all have different strengths and ideas. So to have those come up below us, they're going to have different ideas and different strengths, and all it's going to do is create diversity, and it's going to strengthen 4-H as a whole. So, I mean, honestly, I say be confident, go for it, because you should know that you should be confident in the strengths that you're going to bring. And I know personally, I thought coming from a small town in Owen County that people probably haven't even heard of before, I was like, I can't make a difference. But as a group of ambassadors, you're a voice. You can make a difference. So I suggest just being a part of it. Go for it, and if you get it, you're going to be a part of a team that's going to make a difference.
Well, the three of you have sold me on it, so good job. Thank you very much. And I really want to thank the three of you as part of a team of 9 for the efforts that you've put in so far as ambassadors. And it's a new venture for all of us, and so we're all kind of learning together, but appreciate that you have taken it and really have started to run with it and make it a fantastic program. So again, as the three of them have just told us on the Clover Call today, if you are interested in something like being an ambassador in the future, would encourage you to reach out to your 4-H Extension educator in the county. They can give you more information about how to become an ambassador in the future, and be looking for the folks in the green jackets, the green blazers, over the next year or so. You'll see them popping up at state 4-H events around the state of Indiana. So on behalf of Hannah Walpe from Benton County, Bree Davis from Owen County, and Lane King from Harrison County, this is Steve McKinley from the State 4-H office. Thank you for joining this edition of the 4-H Clover Call podcast.
Interested in learning more about Indiana 4-H? We invite you to visit our website, extension.purdue.edu/4H, or contact your local Purdue Extension office and ask for the 4-H Youth Development Extension Educator. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast so you won't miss an episode. We look forward to joining you again on the next Indiana 4-H Clover Call.